Hariprasad is back with another lecture on soft skills. Today's topic for discussion is information dissemination. How to disseminate information. Message: train your mind for studying. This is the only way to success. Coming to the topic, information dissemination can be done through presentation skills. How information is disseminated? Through presentation skills only, information is disseminated. To disseminate information, you need to become a public speaker. If you are a public speaker, then only you can become disseminator. Your presentation skills should add value to audience. The presentation skills you are exhibiting, they should add value to audience. Big organizations and small corporations need successful presenters. Whether big organization or small organization, the organizations need successful presenters. Sales people should present their products or services with a convincing sales pitch. Sales people with a convincing sales pitch, they have to introduce their products or services to the public, to the people at large. Presentation is a verbal form of communication. With words, presentation is done and supported by media. Basically, presentation is verbal form by words only. These words are to be supported by printed handouts, slides, computer software, etc. Okay? Presentation skills help not just while presenting, but interacting with the boss, the people that you work for, the people you work with. Presentation skills why required? Not only presenting any report on the dais, but also for interacting with the boss and interacting with people who you are working for and interacting with people you are working with. That is why presentation skills required. Nice presentation skills, you will be a nice man in the world. Presentation sequence is sequence for presentation. Sequential, categorical, problem and solution, contrast and comparison. This is the way how your presentation should be at any presentation location. For presentation, introductory point, reasons, examples and concluding point required. What are required? Introductory point, what you are going to present. Reasons, why you are presenting that topic. Examples, it should be full of examples. Concluding point, they are required for the presentation. You may ask why I am not giving here. Because it is for you who have to make the presentation. Right? That is why how to give presentation I am giving points. I am not giving a specific topic. What happened to India? What happened in our company? Budget of our company? I am not giving that specific topic. I am giving only soft skills, the basic points, so that you can use these points and make your presentation, specific presentation, right? Try to understand this. Presentation requires good oratory skills. If you have good oratory skills, your presentation will be nice. Wherein you can touch the hearts and minds of millions with the sheer power of your voice and speech. Millions hearts you can touch if you have sheer power of voice. Public speaking is the art of speaking to a group of people in a structured manner intended. Public speaking, what I told you, for presentation, public speaking skills required. I told you already. You need to touch the hearts of the people. How you can do that? you have to present any matter, any subject with in a structured manner. In a structured manner. The structured manner should be, you should inform, you should influence, entertain the audience. Then only your presentation is nice. Most careers need public speakers. Most of the careers need public speakers. Accounts clerk, accounts department people, they may not need public speaking. But most of the departments, most of the organizations, most of the jobs need public speakers. The reluctance to get up in front of an audience is often a major impediment for career advancement. For your career advancement, if you don't stand up and come before the mic, before the public, then there will be impediment to your career. Bible's Old Testament says the fact that most influential prophets, Bible's Old Testament says most influential prophets, what they do, they win through their voice. Like Brother Satish Kumar, leaders like Praveen Togadia, preachers like Ramdev Baba, sway their audiences verbally. They influence, they sway their audience verbally, only by speaking. History reveals oratory skills prove to be decision factor that turn the tide of the public opinion. So, public opinion can be tided off. How? By speaking. So here, history reveals oratory skills prove to be decision factor that turn the tide of public opinion. So public opinion also can be tided by speaking only, oratory skills only. Message. Life without love is not complete. After message, coming to the point, what is required of good public speaker? For example, observe Hariprasad Konapareddy, how he speaks, his body language, and how he interacts with the audience, so that you will know how a public speaker should be. You may think that the confidence he exudes is something that he was born with. For example, I am born with oratory skills. So, I exude. I can influence people. Lakhs of the people I can influence. How? Because of oratory skills. You can inculcate my skills, my oratory skills, how I look, how my body language is, how I shape, everything you observe, and you can inculcate from me, so that you also can become a public speaker. It is assumed that good communication skills are the same as good acting skills. Good acting skills, good communication skills are one and the same. Acting skills are there, communication skills are there, they can be equated. Many people have felt the jitters when asked to address a crowd. Most of the people, many people have seen, when asked to speak to the crowd, they have felt the jitters. Nervousness and public speaking go hand in hand. Nervousness will be there, and also public speaking also will be there. They go hand in hand. Nervousness you need to overcome. Message. Don't mix professional life with personal life. Professional life is different, personal life is different. Coming to the topic, I am not just talking about the palpitations. Palpitations are rapid heartbeats. Palpitations are rapid heartbeats. I am not just talking about the palpitations that you experience when you have to make a public speech. Glass phobia means stage fright, stage fear. Stage fright is called glass phobia. Means fear of speaking in public in a speaker. Glass phobia, stage fright, stage fear should not be there in a public speaker. If observed by audience, speaker is out. Effective public speakers make their audience in subtle, calculated ways. Effective public speakers, what they make? They make their audience in subtle and calculated ways. Public speaker must pitch his voice high enough to be clearly audible to everyone in the audience. Whoever is there in the audience, everyone should clearly hear what he was speaking. That is the power of the public speaker. Public speaker must do that. At the same time, he should not be so high-pitched to irritate or aggravate the audience. If the voice is so high-pitched, it will irritate the audience, it will aggravate the audience, so that the speaker is dead. Okay? American past President Obama had developed his strengths as a public communicator precisely by understanding the links between his ideas and the way those ideas can most powerfully persuade others. Past American President Obama, what he did, he developed strengths as a public orator, public communicator, public speaker, precisely by understanding the links between his ideas and the way the ideas can most powerfully persuade others. Then he influenced people in America. His ability to move people through soaring rhetoric. Soaring rhetoric means persuasive speaking. For a speaker, what is required? Soaring rhetoric. His ability to move people through soaring rhetoric, that is persuasive speaking, appealing rhythms, pattern of movement. Appealing rhythms mean pattern of movement of his delivery, now the stuff of legends. So his oratory is now stuff of the legends. Detractors often attribute, detractors are persons who disparage. The disparaging persons are known as detractors, his enemies. Detractors who attribute Obama's strong popularity to his oratorial skills, not his ideas. Either you must have ideas or oratorial skills. So detractors attribute that his success is by his oratorial skills, not by his ideas. Prepare well-researched speech and overcome nervousness. Prepare well-researched speech and overcome nervousness. Your speech is well prepared, there will be no nervousness. Prepare all probable questions that the audience may have. Audience may have when you are giving your lecture, audience may have some probable questions. Those questions also you need to guess when preparing your speech for the your matter for the speech. Message. Everything is mutual. In this world, everything is mutual. You come and go, give and take. Everything is mutual. Coming to the topic, before walking up to the stage, take deep breaths. Before walking up the stage, breathe. Take deep breaths. Fresh supply of oxygen will soothe you and calm your nerves. Fresh supply of oxygen will soothe you and it calms down your nerves. Locate friendly faces in the audience. Look at them while you speak. While you speak, locate friendly faces in audience. Those friendly faces will help you to regenerate yourself. Okay? To make yourself forceful. Okay? Establish theme, you are to present before 2 minutes. When you enter the stage, then establish your theme in 2 minutes. What you are going to tell them. Audience start thinking about your subject matter of presentation. So then, when you present your theme, our audience will start talking of your presentation. What he is going to tell and all, they will be serious about your topic. Some learn visually, others by listening, and the kinesthetic type prefer to learn through movement. Going here and there in the audience, no? Kinesthetic type learners, they like it. One message that's in Telugu. Telugu knowing people can relish, can understand this message. Mokkite Devudu, Tokkite Rai. You got it. Coming to the topic, visual learners don't learn from bullet points alone. Visual learners, they don't learn just from bullet points. They learn from pictures, graphs and images. That means a public speaker should be ready with pictures, graphs and images. They reinforce your talk. Pictures, graphs, images, they reinforce, they regenerate your topic, your words. Auditory learners don't learn from listening to sound effects like bells ringing. Instead, they learn from listening to an engaging speaker whose voice is powerful and who captivates their curiosity. Kinesthetic learners don't learn from the movement of words on a slide. They learn from doing, touching and moving around. They like to be involved and participated. Then only the kinesthetic type learners, they learn. Speaker, to make sure his opening is clear, make sure your opening is clear, focused and attention getting and full of audience benefits. Whatever speech you give, that should be full of audience benefits. Otherwise, why should they listen to you? Coming to the message. Bangaram Geesi Chudu, Manishi Daggara Nivasinchi Chudu. This message can be understood by the Telugu knowing people only. Coming to the topic, build relationship with your audience. Involving your audience by asking questions, making them laugh and use public speaking techniques. Do warm-up acts before coming out on stage. Before coming out on stage, do warm-up acts so that audience will be ready. They will be geared up to listen to you. 55% of meaning of your message is known from physiological cues in your body position, stance and facial expressions. 55% of your message is understood by the audience from physiological cues in your body position, stance and facial expressions. Build rapport with your audience by asking questions during first 5 minutes on the stage. You can rapport with your audience, you can make rapport with your audience by asking questions for 5 minutes before starting your lecture, so that you can build rapport with them. Stories work as powerful tools which teach and motivate by making an emotional connection with audience. Stories. People like stories. That is why stories work as powerful tools which teach and motivate by making an emotional connection with the audience. Through stories only, you can have emotional connection with audience. Stories work as powerful tools which teach and motivate by making an emotional connection with the audience. That's why use stories in your lectures. One message I am giving, beautiful message now. All people can understand this. I found these 7 secrets of success in my room. Fan said, be cool. Roof said, aim high. Window said, see the world. Clock said, every minute is precious. Mirror said, reflect before you act. Calendar said, be up to date. Door said, push hard for your goals. Okay? Good, beautiful message. Coming to the topic, incorporate humor in our speech. In any speech, humor required. Appropriate humor relaxes an audience and makes it feel more comfortable with the speaker. Appropriate humor you need to use in between your speech, in the midst of your speech. Cracking a joke is a surefire means of warming up an audience. Cracking a joke while speaking is a surefire means, surefire method, making audience warm up. An icebreaker, that is the starting point. An icebreaker can be a very useful technique to start a presentation or training session. Any training session or presentation or lecture, seminar, before starting any seminar, any public session, icebreaker required. Icebreaker is starting point. It should be wow type. Wow type. Icebreakers for presentation opening may be just the ticket to get your presentation off to a good start. So icebreaker will have off to a good start for your lecture. Sustain eye contact with individuals in the audience. Presentation is a mind game. It's a mind game. How you play with the minds of the audience. Familiarize yourself with the surroundings before actual presentation. Where you are going to present, the surroundings you need to familiarize beforehand so that you will have some idea how to present there in those surroundings. Practice is only means to overcome nervousness and stage fright during public speaking. Practice before the mirror. Only practice. Practice required. If practice is there before the mirror, then you can perform well on actual stage. Stage fright also will go away by practicing before mirror, before actual presentation. One message I am giving: pills can't cure your ills, but increase your bills. Before closing the session, the lecture, the topic, I'll give you 3 rules for success. 1. Trust your brain. 2. Trust yourself. 3. Trust Hariprasad. You can become winner in life. Thank you. Carpe diem.
you.